Hello, everyone. Welcome to Energy Unleashed, the Midlife Reset podcast. I'm Michi. Welcome to episode 1, Me and My Story. Welcome to my world. So today is going to be pretty much my story that I wanted to just share with you all. And this is for anyone that is navigating their midlife like me. This is a fun time, not easy at all. We've made it halfway. But I also want to send a big energy out to not only the midlife people, beautiful souls out there, but also to you, hardworking single parents that are just hustling, trekking through life, and you're still here today. And I wanted to just send you some big energy because I feel you. I've been there. And I still am hustling in life here. But I made this podcast because I want to share with those out there that you are able to change your life just through changing your energy, understanding energy, and making it work for you through the power of God, through higher consciousness. It is possible. I have been through so many trials, tribulations, obstacles, challenges through life, but it's not just a, terrible ride. There's so many special moments in this lifetime that I can look back and just see the beautifulness in the craziness. And for those of you who are just finding yourself kind of stuck or in your 40s, your 50s, and more like, where the hell am I? What am I doing with my life? Is this all there is to life? Just know that I hear you. I've been there, and I was able to see a whole different side of things. And throughout my spiritual journey, I'm now able to look back and just embrace all the resilience. We all experience different things, but something that I've been through can definitely help you in some way. And I'm here thriving, and things are changing in my life, and that can happen for you too. So, to my story. But first, for those of you that know me, you know that I must do this. So give me just one moment. I need to sage the room. This is my Zen. This is how I feel cleansed and grounded and good energy to begin Michi's story for you. And guys, this is also good to do a nice little routine, whether it's morning or nighttime, whichever. Just by the smell, the scent of burning sage. Some people can't stand the smell, but once you start making this your practice, it's, I don't want to say it's a trigger, but just the scent will be like an automatic calming. And honestly, this is so good. So I do this before each session that I do. Even I do it during my online chakra sessions, and they love it. I love this. Okay. So short and sweet snippet of Michi's world. I'm in my mid-40s. I grew up in Maryland. My father was in the military, Army. He was a Vietnam vet. My mother, Venezuelan. She came here in her 20s, met my father at a military party, and they fell in love, and it was a wrap after that. They had 4 kids. I'm the second to oldest. And together we just went through life together. I have learned so many things through all of my experiences, all of my hardships. And now going through my spiritual journey, I understand and realize that had to be this way. Me, my kids, we all chose to be here. And this is all for a reason. They were all lessons learned. And I can see the improvements, the shifts, and all the things that have made me better because of everything I've been through. And so sharing just a little bit more with you. Hold on, this little thing here is bothering me. Let me stop being such a perfectionist. Okay, here we go. Much better. So growing up in Maryland, four of us together in the house, living life. My mother was a very hardworking woman. Father, also amazing man, and he was just doing the best that he could at the state that he was in. My father was an Army military pilot. He's been through so many things that I don't know every single detail about, but definitely for what he experienced, some traumatic events I know when he was overseas that he had witnessed and been through had caused him PTSD. And because of that and whatever else that he had been through that perhaps he just didn't share with his children fully, because at the time we were younger, but because of all of this, he actually was a severe alcoholic, all of our upbringing. He was able to work and function enough to be at work and be able to bring an income good enough to take care of the entire family. He hit it very well as best he could at work, but also because of his respect and seniority over there at the Army military. It was like a brotherhood, and they knew that he was also internally suffering, and they knew he had to provide for the family. But there were several instances that I remember that he could have really been terminated. I remember him coming home super late at night after going to the American Legion. And when people go through things traumatically, sometimes they don't know how to deal with it and they just want to numb themselves. And for all of my majority of my upbringing, it was even though my father did live with us in the house, he was an absent father because of this illness. After so many years of him going to AA class, finally, after many relapses, it stuck. He finally made it through all of his ups and downs and, his failures with relapsing. And so he finally became sober, and he was so proud of himself, and so were we. And for many, many, many years until between all of his sufferings that he was dealing with, between being sober and now facing life, facing reality, and dealing with being in the military, helicopter crash, and living in crazy pain, taking prescription pills that was also a different addiction, but more so because numbing himself and also the excruciating pain that he was in. My mother, she was a very hardworking woman, coming here to the United States, working super hard, trying to make it, live the American dream. She worked department stores, was a nanny as well. And I remember her coming home also late at night, and then, it left us siblings at home pretty much. We had to entertain ourselves, really, and take care of ourselves. We did have, a cousin here or there that would come visit from Venezuela, and they would take care of us as well. But it was me growing up feeling like the need or the lack of love still, which is probably why I give so much love to my kids, because I felt that missing from when I was growing up. And until I corrected that deep within myself, was I able to then heal things in my past, and all of those cords and blockages were then taken care of, with one of my siblings also going through their own inner demons and their own inner problems, that because my parents were so busy, the proper attention wasn't given to my brother. He was then labeled and diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. And that can spark from depression, trauma, severe stress, drugs. And it was a mix of all of that, is from what I feel and what, intuitively I know that that's what happened. And he just snapped, and steadily, rapidly, I saw the changes from school. And this was someone who was my best friend growing up in the household. That was my bigger brother. Um, and then in end of middle school into high school is when I saw dramatic changes, and his experimentation with drugs, and then he just lost it. Um, and so that's got a whole story to that as well. And off he went on his journey. As much as the family tried to help him as much, we could. When you're 18, unless you are a harm to others, this state, you can't take them and force them to get help. They have to want to get help themselves. So that was a whole journey for us, the family. All of us wanting him to please get help and go to one of these homes where you can have your eyes on you, and medication as needed. And just would not stay still. And when you're dealing with something so severe, some imbalance in your brain and complete energetic unalignment, um, you cannot focus. You just can't grasp. On top of that, on we go. As soon as my father was sober, things change. Life changes. My parents divorced. They're no longer here with us in this physical world. I love my parents, both of them, so deeply, and they love us so deeply. We were actually a very, very close family once we've all, became adults, grown up, and we were able to talk about several things. And I'll go into deeper stories about some of these experiences. And it's just unfortunate that because of all of the stress in life, and when you don't work on yourself energetically, take care of yourself with wellness, these things just eat at you and manifest into physical problems, mental problems. This is why I have taken a path of, in my spiritual journey, making wellness a priority mentally and physically, because I see how trauma and stress and all of this imbalance eats you away. Mother was my best friend. We were like sisters. You fight a lot and then you don't fight a lot. And it's just was a fun time. It was just hit me so hard when, someone close to you passes away. Several things also ate at me, of me wishing that I could have done things differently or spent more time with her. There's just so many things to talk about. But basically, my mother passed away from cancer. And then I had to deal with 9 months later, my father passing away. Uh, Things happen in our life to people we love, because it's there for a reason, between either for that person and or for ourselves to learn something from it. Every single thing is a lesson learned. I ended up in my adult years just wanting to be on my own, experiencing life. I ended up meeting a baseball player, who then I thought was so cool at that moment, dating someone in the MLB. And it was one of those young and dumb moves, getting married way too fast. I ended up having 2 kids with this man. And although it was a very bad decision as far as the qualities in that person that someone like me today would definitely never be with now currently, definitely not the type of values that I have, and definitely we never aligned in that way. But it was one of those young and dumb moves. However, looking back, I realized that this had to happen that way. This was for a reason, because out of this whole situation that I felt completely unaligned with as far as the partner, um, you know, going through an experience where I felt just stuck and emotionally abused, and finding out that the father of my children was living a separate life while he was on the road traveling all the time. And, you know, I'm not going to say this happens to all of those players or celebrities, because I know that there are people that respect their partner no matter how much money you have or no matter the fame that you have. And then you have the people that just stick with it because that's all they know and that's where they feel safe, and they don't have enough self-worth to just leave or enough self-respect to just leave. So I was one of those back then where I was not emotionally strong, and I finding out I gave another chance and then for it to then happen again. And at that point, it was more like an awakening where I was like, absolutely not. And I knew all this time that I never fully aligned with this person. It was the only thing that I aligned with and that I felt was like a completion of me is my two kids. So I know that this all occurred to bring these two amazing souls to me, out of me, and for me to learn from them. I ended up putting my foot down finally. So that was a whole traumatic time where I was like, what the hell am I doing? How am I leaving, this marriage with two children? One, my daughter's a year old. My son is 3 years old. How the hell am I going to do this on my own? But I knew I had to leave. I knew that emotionally it was destroying me, between verbal and emotional attacks towards me all the time. I never felt good enough. I mean, so many things that came along with this relationship that was just not in alignment. So I ended up putting my foot down. I left. And since then, that was a whole journey of me going through being a single parent, working a full-time 9 to 5 demanding executive position where it's so demanding and you need to then rush home, figure out the whole picking up the kids before the daycare closes. What are we going to do for dinner? Making sure the kids are put to bed and healthy and happy, and giving all of my energy and attention to them to get up and do all over again the 9 to 5 demanding position that I was doing, and being the sole provider, head of household. And trust me, I'm telling you, some of you single parents out there, you may feel like just over the top, over your head, completely exhausted, almost crippling. Those days in your bed where you're crying, in the bathroom where you're crying, your eyeballs out, you're trying to hide from your children so they don't see you like that. Trust me, I hear you. I understand you. Just keep going. Yes, it's hard now, but you are building so much resilience for a reason. It will get better. So on top of this, it's going through a journey of life with me and my beautiful kids. They're now in their teens, and this has just been such a beautiful life. Ups and downs, but just seeing the beauty and all the craziness. This is like a movie, that we're living, or a game, if you want to say. It's just a matter of how you play it. There's going to be many more videos to come that I'm going to help just with my experience and my trainings and my learnings through life coaching, through chakra energy healing. If I never found that through my spiritual journey, which again, I'll share that throughout our time together. If I never found that, I know I wouldn't be where I am right now, thriving in life. Shifts are happening. Things are manifesting. And it's all through energy healing, through taking my power back, through doing deep work, through letting go of stuck energy in my body that holds so many emotions. And honestly, we are all energy. We are all vibration, frequencies. This is the entire world, our plants, nature, our bodies, ourselves. Anything we want is possible if we wholeheartedly believe it with conviction. You need to believe it. If you don't have what you want right now, it's because you don't internally, subconsciously, you don't believe it with conviction. You are not aligned with it just yet. That's not to say you can't have that thing that you want, but you have to do deep work, self-work, the moments, it's like a radio station. When you tune in to a certain radio, it's like, finally you find it. And then the music appears. If you want something so badly and you keep wondering, why do I still not have it? Why is it still not here? I'm such a good person. I don't deserve this. Why am I going through this? It's because subconsciously you're not aligned fully yet. You still have work to do internally. The best advice I can give you is to just at nighttime, after you're not distracted, going through your crazy, hectic, busy day, have alone time, your prayer meditation time. I love to do this in the evenings. After you shower, water is super cleansing. Give yourself a nice bath or shower. Make it a ritual if you want to. I love those. And just water cleanses. And if you believe in spirituality and you believe in the invisible world out there, there are some energies that can attach to you throughout the day between toxic people, energy vampires, hitchhiker entities, whichever the case. A lot of these can be stuck to you, come home with you. So showering is a very fast way to just cleanse and wash. It's that substance, and there's a whole deep topic of water by itself and the frequency of water that we can get into at a different time. So do that at nighttime. Do your prayer or meditation. Pull in your higher power, your higher consciousness, and just my advice is to just ask, where do I go from here? Is this right for me? Show me a sign and say what the sign would be. But go to bed thinking of that thing and asking for clarity. Speak to God. Meditation is going within. If you're doing prayers, it's all vibration. So whether you're going internally or externally, it's all vibration. It's all energy. So just ask, go to bed after your cleanse, and by the morning, you should have a little bit more clarity as to the direction that you need to go. That's my advice. And also just follow the path of least resistance at all times. That's literally what I'm doing now with many things. I'm not perfect, but I can clearly tell when I start following the path of least resistance, going down that stream, things just work out and just pop out of nowhere. When I start fighting something or doing something that already I know that I feel a little bit off in my stomach, or something that in my chest feels a little bit pressure, being around someone or going to something that I know that it's not for me. Your body knows everything. We are all spiritual beings, vibrational beings. We speak through energy. Words is one thing. Words also can be powerful because it's all intention. Sound is vibration or healing. But in your body knows. So without someone speaking, you can feel that person. If you learn to become more in tune, life just becomes way more fun. It doesn't have to be as hard because you will have the answers. And as maybe things start going very well, very well, very well, boom, something else happens. An intervention, something traumatic. Your business goes bankrupt, whatever the case. But that had to happen to push you and bring you to the very next level. And that next level is going to be even more than what you imagined, than what you thought. More to raise you to the highest, to the better. There's so many testimonies out there and stories about this. So I'm here to just give you some inspiration. This is an outlet for me to share my story, to find more like-minded, those out there that are in the same boat, that this calls to you, spirituality calls to you, speaking about energy, physics, quantum physics, psychology, all of this calls to you. We're going to get into all of this and more. I sit down and speak to some of the most amazing minds out there every single month. and have deep conversations to also get other perspectives, other insights from people who have been through some similar journeys. And all of this is just here on purpose to help your lives be better, more enjoyable. And even if you're there thriving and just having an amazing life, that's amazing. And I love that. And this is perfect. Still stick around. I just hope to just bring more and more value during my spiritual trainings. I'm training with master healers later this year to hopefully bring some more awesome, deep, cool information to share with you guys to help you heal internally better. And my, as well as my wellness, chakra healing sessions, coaching sessions that I have all available. I'm going to leave it down below. If you want any coaching services like coaching, chakra balancing, alignment, intuitive sessions, yoga, qigong, in that wellness field, send me a message, send me an email. Big, 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 big energy to you, midlife, 40s, 50s, going through life, doing your things. If you want to hear about something specifically, if you want to know how to do something better, if you would like to have some help, there's so many free resources out there. Drop me a comment, like, subscribe, share, all of that, so that we can get this algorithm going to others that could benefit from this information. Okay, so do that. And gosh, I just love being able to just share this with you guys out there. And this is just going to be a fun time. I can feel it. Um, things have changed. Things have changed so much just from energy healing. And the people that I have met through this spiritual journey has just been so freaking amazing. Um, and it's amazing how when you start aligning with people and things, opportunities come out of nowhere, things start to shift and happen. And I'm just so excited about what's to come. And hopefully I can share with you guys soon what's coming. But there's just so much good information out there. And I am just like, what else can life bring? What else is out there? And just looking at life, standing back and just seeing everything, how it's changed from what I've been through, what my kids have been through, how they're changing, how I'm changing, and just things are just, it's like a bright light, just golden light of just good energy and amazing things happening. And I wish the same for you guys. It can happen for you. If it's happening for you now, hell yes, that's amazing. That's awesome. But I just can't wait to go through this journey with you guys. I love you so much. Sending big energy, big love to you guys. Light and love.